Hello everybody and welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It's the first show in 3 weeks, 27th of September. We missed last week's football. We'll talk about it a bit. But we're going to mainly focus on things like the new Pro Evo. We're going to try something interesting that we might do every now and again. A live in-studio quiz. So that's going to be quite fun. And then we're also going to talk about last night's Champions League football. We're going to be watching the first half Champions League Gold Show on BT of the Wednesday night action. And, of course, Premier League stuff. Probably no Capital One Cup from last week. But, boys, before we get going, we'll talk about some things that have been in the news the last week or so. Costed to Atletico for £58 million.
Is that the figure?
Yeah, I didn't look at the euro conversion. But anyway, what a return. What a return for Chelsea.
The only thing I'd say is I can't imagine Atletico not selling players. And I wonder if
in December, I'd say.
Planning for Griezmann to leave kind of thing.
I think they'll get 6 months to the two of them together.
Well, that's not, they will, but no, I mean...
You mean summer he's gone?
Summer, like, they've got Vieto, he could go. Gamero isn't getting a game. They've got Angel Correa. There's some of the attackers they do have, and it's like... I don't know how much they'll hang on to these, so...
It seems like a lot of money.
But Chelsea always do great business, lads, don't they?
But he's sitting at home,
washing his tights.
Talking to the Daily Mail, like...
Letting report.
You of all people.
But why would they let why would Costa not kick up a fuss Cyril again? Like, he was, as soon as an offer came from him, he left.
But he realised the error of his ways and he's been accepted. He's a prodigal son, Dan. I don't think he's going to throw a shit fit again.
He's only at that club for 2.5 years, 2 years.
And he was
with Fayot the lid.
He was great.
Playing left wing.
But he was the main man. He has that. I don't know. I can't see him kicking up a fuss again. He made it pretty clear publicly, even when he could potentially be sued by Chelsea, that he only had one destination he wanted to go to. So, I don't know. I don't see why he'd be so passionate if there was a chance of him being disruptive later down the line.
Is he already at Madrid? Is he going to train now, or is he...
Well, he
can, at least get because there's no law that he can't train with them. Of course
there is because he's still a Chelsea player until January. So it's not like Beckham and Arsenal. It's like he can't just go and train with another team. So no, he'll probably be...
Is that true? I thought he could go.
No, if you can only do it like if there's an agreement.
Permission.
Yeah, well, like LA Galaxy and PSG again, another kind of, I don't know, like I don't know. I don't see it happening. It'd be nice if they let him. But anyway, what I want to focus on is the money here. That's incredible return. How much did they buy him for?
32 million.
It's one of those like how
old is he?
doing
29.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It looks 107. Sorry, I was distracted there.
Well established. I know you were distracted because I gave you a Batman 1 reference. And
yeah, sorry. I was very much distracted. John Stones is listed in the Champions League top goal scorers. Just
as is Ryan Babel.
As is Ryan Babel, which we'll get to
Babel
shortly. Let's see here what we talk about. The interesting thing about the Costa reports coming out is now that he has somewhere to go, it was revealed that in the summer Everton tried to get him. Now, if you think that's a bit audacious, Everton trying to spend that money on a player like Costa, you did.
I put him on loan there,
They tried to buy him, though. And now, who are they interested in, which will lead us on to our next point?
Who? Everton or...
Yeah. Reports over the last 2 days linking him with Cavani.
Heard that, actually, yeah.
You did?
Oh, is this what we're going into?
So we can talk about the Cavani unrest. First off, what are the chances of this deal going through in the next 6 months? Okay.
Cavani will go to, like, one of those Galatasaray, like Fenerbahce type clubs that seem to have money and get these sort of players.
He can still do it at a better level than that.
No, he can. I'm just saying he will like go to one of those places. He won't go to Everton. Like, he'll go to like one of these clubs that win the league every year without doing like Benfica or something.
Yeah. So supposedly, I was reading a Google translated article of a Parisian magazine.
I read that as well.
How fucking good was that?
It's unreal. If it's all true, which apparently it is.
Apparently it is.
It's amazing.
Okay, so pick me up if I'm missing any bits here. Things like Cavani is like the leader of the old camp, and everyone in the old camp except for Dani Alves, who's new at PSG, was pretty unwelcoming. Yeah. Neymar did something that...
Well, Alves joined only this summer as well.
That's what I mean, yeah.
He's not a new...
Yeah, exactly.
And he'd be with Neymar from the Brazil and Barcelona.
That's exactly right. And one of the things that when Cavani found out that Cavani's the highest earner behind Neymar is over double his wages. And Cavani was like, who's this guy Messi? Right? And he wanted him to hear that he had said that quote and stuff like that. And so supposedly there was unrest.
Did Neymar say that?
Cavani said that about Neymar coming in, because when he found out how much Neymar was going to be earning. So it's basically the old camp against the new. The new camp consists of 3 people. Although Mbappe is probably torn between,
Oh no,
which camp to be in.
I read a different article. This article, what happened is that FIFA are obviously appalled at PSG for breaking financial fair play. So what happened was that PSG knew they wouldn't be able to make up the things, and FIFA are threatening to throw them out of the Champions League, but they need the Champions League for the money, right?
Okay.
So what they did was, on transfer deadline day, they text everyone in their team to try find moves.
Well, that's why Matuidi
That's
just
why
left
Matuidi-
for
That's why
18
Matuidi-
million.
that's why-
For
bargain.
20 to
Yeah,
Juventus.
that's why they're all. And then apparently, we all saw the thing last week where they got a penalty. Cavani told Neymar to fuck off.
Okay,
and
well,
took it and
this is
missed
this
it.
is when
What's
this is
the
when it
crack?
went
'Cause Neymar,
public.
does Cavani get £1 million for if he gives a penalty, something to Neymar? Or what's this?
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Million bonus or something, and Cavani's having, and Alves grabbed the ball and gave it to Neymar.
Okay, so supposedly, right, this was misconstrued in the world of football headlines, of course. The headlines were saying Cavani to get £1 million to stop taking penalties. That's what they said, as if this was a new thing. So supposedly there was a bonus of like 500,000 or a little bit more for scoring a penalty, and Cavani was the selected penalty taker, right? So he was already on a guarantee anyway. So the new guarantee is that if Cavani agrees without kicking a fuss to give up penalties, he'll still get his bonus if penalties are scored,
Yeah, and there's also the talk that
which is absolute madness.
because Neymar wants to take them, apparently the PSG owner was like, "Don't, Cavani's the number 9. The number 9 takes the penalties. You be the bigger man and don't take the penalties." And both of them were like, "Nah."
Yeah. See, what people forget is earlier on in that match, there was an argument about a free kick as well.
Yeah.
Like it's
But you see, the whole thing is with Neymar, like Messi let both Suarez and Neymar take penalties.
yeah.
Like Messi,
How gracious.
I'd say probably when they came to the crunch, took them. But like in Real Madrid is the pecking order. Cristiano Ronaldo is taking every free kick and every penalty.
This
as long as he's on
is
the
a rare
pitch.
example of the pecking order being messed up, though, isn't it?
Messi was the top dog, but I think he liked Neymar so much. Like Neymar probably took just as much penalties. I'd say he was not far off.
I slightly
Suarez took a few.
I slightly sympathise with Cavani.
Oh no,
He played
Cavani was
second
number
fiddle
one.
to Ibrahimovic for 3 seasons, was pushed out onto the wing.
And he played well last year.
Then last year by himself,
Yeah.
he had a hell of a year. And now he's like, wah, wah, wah. Not only is he second fiddle, but like the wage thing is just mental. Anyway, I don't know. It's weird because all these clips that will go around, the little gifs that go around of the French league every Monday when you look at Facebook, because French league are dickheads about letting their footage out there. The lads look fantastic again. They look like they were really getting on and
Amazing
enjoying
against
themselves.
Celtic there the other.
Yeah, and that was the last time, and then it went to shit. But the first few games of the season, even before
Well,
Mbappe
the
started,
egos and everything there. It's very
I don't think you could build a team like that. Like we've seen it in the Premier League, like when City tried to do it, or
well. City didn't buy that caliber though. Like this is
well,
fighting.
no, but that's because City weren't
Well, no,
like
well,
Champions League. But
I
they
can
did try to,
understand-
but they tried to buy the best of the Premier League that wasn't already in
Yeah.
the top 4.
Well, I can see as well why people
got
like
the same
Cavani or say a Verratti or someone are pissed off if they've been told, we need to fund this Neymar deal. We're in trouble. Do you want to leave? Like these guys have been there for years as well.
Sure.
Like even though Neymar is the number one guy there, these guys have literally people like Verratti are world class players.
yeah.
And we're walking to any team in Europe.
So the biggest thing to me, right, is that even though Cavani is supposedly leader of the old guard, it says a lot that Thiago Motta and Thiago Silva aren't having it either. That they're also kind of like, we're on Cavani's side.
They were also text
Yeah.
to just be like,
Yeah.
to find somewhere else.
So the Brazilian linkages in there, because obviously, both those guys are...
Do you see that
Not Thiago
Coutinho's? Like, there's someone on Twitter. They're like the football leaks, and they leak football contracts occasionally. They like leaked Firmino's a while ago, but they leaked the one Coutinho agreed for Barcelona.
Okay.
It was outrageous. Like, it would have made him the second highest paid player in the squad, and guaranteed him bonuses no matter what. Like, even if
Sorry, this is Neymar's last deal.
no, this is Coutinho's
Coutinho.
deal for Barcelona.
Apparently,
Oh,
he was
Coutinho's
going
for
to
Barcelona.
get a lot more money, and there was a lot
Yeah.
more money involved.
Yeah, and it's insane. Like, it's not just all these South American players want to join the top 2.
Well,
Like
they
the money, of course, but the money was outrageous, and there was some thing where you get bonuses if they win stuff. But there was also in the contract that even if you don't win stuff, Barcelona will pay the bonus.
So like Cavani.
It's like a
All right.
guaranteed bonus.
Well,
It's insane.
we'll talk about Coutinho in a while. Scott Hogan declares for Ireland. Take this there, Dan. What's the relevancy of it?
It's great. He's a striker, and he's a good championship player.
Hasn't Daryl Murphy started scoring goals as well?
Taylor Murphy's always scored goals in championship.
He's having a purple patch, is what I'm saying?
No, he scored 25 3 seasons ago with Ipswich.
As in, by his current standard, he's a purple patch? Just agree with me, please.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, Scott Hogan, for those of the listeners that don't know, where does he play?
Aston Villa. He was at Brentford. He went for 14 million to Villa last year. But he's actually a good player. He's English, but like he has been capped all the way.
Yeah.
So it's good to have him in the squad. Obviously, with Walters is out, hopefully Maguire, who's scoring goals at Preston, playing very well, getting game every week.
Yeah.
Him and Hogan.
It's been a while since there was a Jack Charlton special and a great English player declared. Not saying he's a great English player.
Walters was probably the last.
Yeah, and that wasn't any time recently.
Well, the Jack Grealish thing, but obviously he's no good.
Well, that didn't happen.
Well, thank God.
Absolutely,
Kieran
but
Clark
that's
the
my
last one
point.
as well.
It's been a long time. It's something that I don't think. It's a resource that I don't think the FA or the manager look into.
Oh,
enough.
absolutely no. Well, yeah, it's good for us though because
You'd be happy
we've
to see
no
plenty of
strikers.
Englishmen in the team, wouldn't you?
Oh, sorry,
You'd be happy to see plenty of Englishmen in the Irish national team. It's not something that would bother you.
no, as long as they want to play for the like Mark Noble was the big one because he was never capped by England.
Yeah,
I knew he was never going to get it, and I think it was it might have been Staunton or someone or Trapattoni or something were in talks with him trying to get Noble to go, but he says, "Look, I don't want to play for you." And I was like, "That's fine. I respect that." You
Yeah.
know, like if he doesn't want to play, that's fine. You know, like these guys have said they will play.
I reckon
As
the
long
Nobles.
as they, Harry Arthur, he's probably the latest one, really.
yeah.
But like these guys, like if they're happy to play and they're willing to try and they get involved
Yeah, of
in team
course.
spirit, absolutely. I don't give a shit where you're from. Like in theory, in a couple of years, we could have Nigerians and Polish people playing for us.
Oh, absolutely Polish.
You know?
John?
Well, I don't want him getting involved in too much team spirit. We don't want him ripping out like hair plugs of players and that sort of stuff, which is well known.
That was
the old guard.
Is the old guy.
no, but
uh,
it's also there was
I would
the
also-
manager of Steve
Stephen
Staunton.
Iron's also back.
I would also
Premier League
reckon.
player again.
I would also reckon that Noble was probably offered an England cap and just didn't take it. Like Joey Barton got one, David Nugent got one.
Why would Noble not take it? He seems like a lad that would.
I just maybe just
Lifting
no
people
interest
off
in-
the pitch with one hand
No
last
interest
season.
in international football, I reckon.
Okay, moving on to the delicate topic of the last 2 weeks, something that won't go away but really should have. I'll put it to you in the plainest way possible. The Lukaku chant, does it have a place in football, or as the lad down the pub would say, sure, I wouldn't mind if somebody said I had a big Mickey. John, you go first.
No, it's racist. It shouldn't
Thank
be in
you.
Football.
Dan?
Yeah, it's racist.
It
But
should
actually,
go
someone
away.
said that to me earlier as well. It's like
The thing I just said is...
yeah, and it's like, oh sure, if someone was saying I had a big Mickey, I wouldn't care. I wish I had one. It's like, right, well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
But like it is racist, but like
Especially since the player
it's
came
more.
out and
It's
said that
more.
was
I tell you what, it's actually more ignorant than actually racist because I don't think people mean it by it. Do you know what I mean? I think it's actually just
People don't understand it's racist.
yeah,
like
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Paul,
It's
like the Paul
ignorant.
Pogba
It's ignorant.
caricature, and one of
Yes.
your friends
Yes.
didn't understand
Yes.
why it was, but
that's-
in reality,
it's
it
ignorant.
is.
It's ignorant, but it's not.
Yeah.
they
Well,
don't-
although when we did explain why, it's still.
It's the same with the Chelsea fans who had the Murata chant, and then they were told to stop it. And
Can you? What was the morale?
oh, that was
chant?
bad. that one.
He came from Madrid. He hates the fucking Yids.
Oh, okay.
And then Murata goes great in
Tremendous.
today. Can we not sing? Can we accept all cultures? And Chelsea fans stop singing it. So
Okay.
The Chelsea fans. don't
a
accept
Man
all
U
cultures.
fan, a Man U fan wrote in about racist chants, saying that he's really glad this got publicity. No, sorry, he didn't write into this show. I wish he did. He wrote into a website, and he pointed out other chants that have been pretty dubious over the years, saying that Jumanovic is a murderer, saying the Park Ji-sung runs really fast because he eats dogs,
Yeah.
saying that Liverpool fans piss in bins and are homeless. So what the general point is that United are being ostracized, well, a certain sector of fans for these chants, but it's a bigger problem in that club in general. Supposedly they've been prone to a ridiculously stereotypical offensive chant over the last 10 years or so.
I think this is the first time it's been like sort of called out or pointed out.
But again, it's this whole thing has been going on for years. It's just the kick it out thing seems to only refer to black people, which is wrong. It should refer to everyone.
Well, Kick
Like,
It Out wasn't going around when Park was
No,
playing.
Kick It Out's been around for 20 years now.
What I'm saying, Dan, is didn't have such prominence. Like, people wear Kick It Out armbands in every game now, whereas they wouldn't during
Yes.
Park's run.
Who wouldn't
7 years
wear
ago.
the Kick It Out armband? It was
James would play.
Jason Roberts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
former Blackburn striker.
Dan. Also, Kick It Out. When Vardy said that thing, Kick It Out did get involved. So they aren't just focusing on black
years
people.
ago. But like they
Okay.
have They're doing more now, but I'm just saying, no, but it just seems to be that just because it's a black thing.
No, that's not true. They did intervene in the Vardy thing, the Asian Vardy thing.
That was very bad, though.
Yeah, but look, listen. At the same
but
time,
I'm talking about this is.
When I get to my Leeds retrospect here,
people think this is humor. It's a bit of a laugh. It's banter or whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm just saying it was never pulled up on something like the Vardy thing. He meant and he said.
But Kick It Out got involved. I don't think Kick It Out are specifically going to cater towards just black chants. But to be fair, in terms of the minority divide, which is non-whites, the majority are black or Muslim, and the majority of the historical racism in England is black. So that's
the John Barnes thing. Like
when I give you when I do my Leeds retrospective, talking about an incredible fan magazine that turned racism around in Northern England when it came to football, it's exactly about that.
When was that?
Oh, I'll get there.
I don't really want to talk about it much more, but I completely miss this Vardy thing. We won't talk about it, but I'll just say
it started off in the when it was him and Nigel Pearson's son.
Oh,
right.
In the
it was an Okazaki
the Japanese casinos or something. Yeah.
Anyway, we shouldn't talk about it anymore because we're three white people.
Will we go
and
yes? Will we go and talk about virtual football before we go through last week's results? So we're all PES guys. Majority of us have been PES guys through and through since PES 1. Dan especially. Some people have crossed over to the dark side. Some haven't. But we all have 18. And it's my brief thoughts is that last year I was sending you guys my Master League. I've said on the show before, I had my 12 years a slave Master League where I got to 12 years and I was showing you the
topic we on again?
Sheer amount of goals. You did that the last time too. The sheer amount of goals I had scored, and I was playing it on Superstar. But one thing they've done is they made Superstar harder, and then they've added extra difficulty. And I have to admit, I don't know how much fun I'm having. You guys are playing on Top Player though, which would be the equivalent of Superstar from last year's game. How are you finding it?
I've had 9 or 10 games. I've won.
You're playing Master League with Leeds, is that true?
Yeah. I've drawn one game and I've won the rest.
Out of how many, Dan?
9 or 10 or something. So, but I'm like.
Did you do a sneaky and did you buy someone in the summer window, or have you left the team as is?
No, I've got so little money that I have to try and get as what I can do. So I sold a lot of crap that I had, and I bought Oliver Burke off, who plays for West Brom. He hasn't played for him this year. He's a very fast winger, and he's only 20 years old. And he had a decent rating. He was fast. He had a good shot. And you know what it is. You have to build your players up when you've no money. So he's my favourite player and you select it. And he's the guy I go with.
But Dan, do you not feel like you've kind of cheated a bit by not being true to the current
No,
Leeds
because
team?
I know if I get promoted, there is not a chance in hell I'll be able to do anything next season.
Just playing on a lighter difficulty.
No, but you can't go down in difficulty.
I just want to interrupt for a second.
You can't go down in difficulty.
But you're already down 2 notches from the top. If you're on Top Player, you're already down.
But I didn't start in that.
What did you start on?
Top Player.
Okay, so what you mean is you can't go down from the level which you started. Okay. John, what were you going to say?
I just want to interrupt. The only thing more boring than watching someone else play a video game is listen to them talk about playing another video game. But I would say that...
Cheers for bearing the segment, mate. It's going really good.
No, we're supposed to be reviewing the game, not talking each other through. It's not an AA meeting for Master League.
I didn't talk about who I bought.
I'm just saying that because of like updates that online you can buy like option files and stuff, the fact that you don't get registered jerseys and stuff isn't like it's a 20-minute edit and you manage to get everything.
What you're saying is the old reason that people used to shit on Pro is no longer a factor.
Yeah, exactly.
But do clarify that that's for PlayStation users only.
It is for PlayStation. Yeah, well, you know, if you have an Xbox, you don't deserve it.
Wow. Okay. Moving on.
It's great. The jerseys are great.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Moving on to Premier League from last week. The 12 o'clock, half 12 kickoff was a London derby. It was West Ham and Spurs, and it was an incredibly entertaining game.
Joe Hart's dreadful.
He's so bad. But the game itself, an awful lot of argy-bargy towards the end.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos.
West Ham fighting.
I've seen Chikorito get into that sort of thing because he's so like baby face and looks like a young pop star sort of thing. You don't expect him to be
still. He kind of looks like a Backstreet Boys reunion at this stage. But
Sissoko versus Noble is a fight that I want to see.
Yeah,
Dani Alves.
Absolutely. Are we watching something live?
PSG scored against Bayern 1-0.
Okay, just for the listeners, we're watching, as I said, the BT Champions League goal show, so you're going to have two very distracted men. I'm not facing the TV, but everything's just kicked off, so
They won't be able to tell the difference with me, to be honest.
Goal of CSK, Man United. That's all the scum are losing.
Dan is just echoing what people on the television are saying now.
Fuck, they're scored.
Nobody said that. They'd be fired. Anyway, anything about this game? Harry Kane, the real deal, probably the best striker in the world, scoring 2, and Ericsson with 1 as well. Kayate and Chikorita with the other one.
Serge Aurier with his first league start, I think, and wow, fucking
Lovely
like he
record.
was a nutter when they bought him, but he's clearly still a madman.
Oh, he got sent off.
Nobody had 2 stupid yellows in 5 minutes, like
He did.
and they were 3-0 up.
It was a very
So what are you
silly
doing? Like, you know,
I
it's
forgot about
stupid.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
I think Poch will have to really look at that and thinking maybe if he goes in a yellow card or it's a feisty game, don't
Yeah.
play him. Play Trippier right back.
It's
Andy Carroll was kind of the antithesis.
It's a shame that Andy Carroll isn't like it can't stay fit for an entire season because he's amazing.
He's fucking
He's
unreal.
so good. Like for his size and what he can do, like he's just.
I completely agree.
He almost got West Ham into the game by himself. Him being a bollocks is what got Aurier sent off or whatever his name is. I can't pronounce it.
That's it.
But he's so good, and he was unlucky not. He got a bit of a push in the back. I think West Ham should have had a penalty. I don't think they deserve to get a point, but I do think that was a penalty, and I do think.
They could have, West Ham easily could have got a point, but Spurs are they're very well away from home, and at home they can't win.
Burnley and Huddersfield in a 0-all 3:00 kickoff.
I set up my fancy team for Chris Wood and Robbie Brady to get the win here, but Burnley seem to be better away from home than they are at home this season, which is the exercise.
Yeah, they only got 5 points away from home last season. They've already got more,
You know, if there's anything
and that
more,
was at the top teams.
if there's anything more boring than watching somebody pick their fantasy team, it's when you have to listen to a podcast with people talking about it.
Zing.
Everton and Bournemouth, the greatest prodigal son return in the history of football.
Yeah,
This
the
beautiful
signing that got a manager sacked.
The signing got manager sacked. He was sent away, and this was his
Nias.
third goal in 2 games.
He also doesn't have a team suit or a team track suit.
Surely
They didn't give him one.
You
They
don't
don't
think-
want him there. They go, you don't need one. So then
When
obviously
did he get his?
he doesn't have one. He just showed up in his own clothes. Like,
When? When?
what you mean?
Like, he has one now, I'm sure.
No, he didn't. At the start of the game, he had none. They had no strikers, and they were like, yeah, just calling the ass
Are
there.
we talking about the League Cup, or are we talking about the Premier League game?
The Premier League game. I'm
So-
sure he has one now.
Was the League Cup away?
I don't know, but
'Cause that's when he was first brought in.
But yeah, no, the League Cup was at home, I think. But yeah, no, he didn't.
So he
have a
turned up
tracksuit.
twice with no tracksuit, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
This is the first
very
six-pointer.
important
This is the
conversation.
first six-pointer of the season, though, because Bournemouth and Everton both be doing quite poorly.
everyone just can't score. Like, there's nothing up
The
front.
main thing out of this was, do you see Wayne Rooney got a bit of a knock and started bleeding, and some Man United fan go, "No, he may have gone to Everton, but he still bleeds red." So, and someone tweeted back, "He's only gonna bleed the Chelsea's 13-14 at Luminous away kid colours."
Fair point. That's absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so a big one for everyone. The stats, when you look at their shots per minute ratio without Rooney on the pitch, is actually quite astounding. Just saying.
Rooney's actually
There's a nice
played well
finish.
for them, though. He's doing actually. He
Well,
is
Dan, he
playing
scored in
well,
the first
Rooney.
2 games of the league, but
No,
he seems to slow them down.
Well, he's playing number 10. They have so many number 10s, and they can't.
But they
all
play
get them
3
in
number
there.
10s, you see.
That's what I'm saying. They're not.
But he slows it down, and he can't play anywhere else. I think what I'm saying is I think they have more potential without him on the pitch. Sigurdsson's great.
Sigurdsson hasn't done nothing yet, except score from 50 yards, which was a fluke. But like, yeah.
How dare you? City and Crystal Palace. Before we talk about this, I'm just going to skip ahead briefly to the Champions League game from last night with City, okay? Because it plays into a stat I have here. Would anybody like to guess the aggregate score for City's last 6 fixtures,
They
including
beat
last night?
Watford 6-0, Liverpool 5-0, Feyenoord 5-0, and by the way, that Watford game was hilarious. Some guy tweeted, Watford fan, "Oh, nothing can get as bad as last year anyway
Yeah,
when we lost
yeah,
5-0.
yeah.
You lost 6-0.
Yep.
So it was 6-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. So it was 26, is it?
It's 24-1.
There you
A
go.
great stat I heard about this is that Man City have already scored more goals this season than Derby County did in the entire
In that,
season. They were.
the league they came last year. The year they came last year. Hi, Danny. Goals from Sterling, 2 goals from Sterling. He was great in the second half when he came on. Aguero, Sané, who was amazing on the left in the first at the
Sané's
end of the
first goal
first
was
half.
great.
His first goal was fantastic. It was like a Diet Letitia, flick it over the man and take it on the volley.
Sterling is playing pretty well.
Really good this season, and no one's talking about it because they've got so many good players. But then, the goal of the season from the man we all forgot about.
Delph.
Unbelievable.
The man who replaced Steven Gerrard in the England team.
The man who played left back last night. Quite incredible stuff. He wanted to stay, they want him to leave, and he's played 2 games in a row and scored a goal.
Fair play to him.
I always found it a real sad story, you know, his Man City tenure, but
Well, the way he behaved at Aston Villa, you know.
Yeah.
oh
Bit of
really?
karma.
I'm gonna stay 2 days later.
Lads, it happens. Anyway, City are fantastic, even when they don't look great, like in the first half of this game, first half Champions League last night.
Palace play away to United next. They will go at least to
9
October
could
when
be
it's
9
scored a goal.
games, yeah.
Speaking of United, one Lukaku goal was the difference between them and Southampton. Southampton having the same old problem, not being able to score, but they made United have to fight for it.
Fair
anyway.
play.
United aren't playing well. Like,
Fair play to United. They survived the ridiculous heat of 3 p.m. at Southampton, as Jose Mourinho was complaining. He also got sent off in this match for no reason.
But he's not facing any
he
further
did
action.
step on the pitch while the ball was going past him, so it was definitely the right
To
call.
be fair, I really think it was innocuous. I don't think he meant to.
Well, he got actually. It's like what he did against Ollie Murs in that fucking.
No,
it
it's
wasn't.
not what
It's
he
not
did.
even
Match.
close.
or when
He actually was nearly in the way of the left back running forward.
or when he passed the ball back to Ashley Cole. That was a sending off offence. When he literally
I don't
stepped on.
remember that.
So his foot was on the touchline. It was going out for a throw, and he put his foot down and went back to Ashley Cole. They're like, "You passed the ball to Ashley Cole." Yeah, every time I bring this up, you say you don't remember it because you don't remember
the
it.
First time you mentioned it.
It's absolutely not. Lukaku, anyway, loads of goals, doing great.
Yeah, he's match loose. Has
He's,
a record
yeah.
of 6 goals in a row. It's pretty.
I thought he broke. I thought Lou was 5 in a row and he broke it. Sorry, maybe
No,
wrong. Sorry.
he's beating it now because he just scored for them.
Another man who's coming back into the team at left back is Ashley Young, and starting the last 2 games looking really good. Who would have thought it, huh?
I think Mourinho always likes him at left wing because he's
But
fast.
he
and
plays him,
his
yeah.
tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, sorry, I didn't know that Ashley Young was going to be really important this season. How dare I?
It's like Marouane Fellaini.
No, we all know how important he is. And I'm not even taking the piss. Stoke versus Chelsea, Morata with a hat-trick. He's now the league top scorer somehow. And Pedro with a really good goal as well. Morata's were all kind of...
So you guys were saying this earlier when they bought him, you weren't sure on him. Do you think he's any good now, or...?
I think it's...
Best striker in the world.
I think it's hard to... Harry Kane. I think it's a bit hard to... what else can you say except he's great? At this
He's very
stage?
good. I just don't know if he'd fit their style, but... Like he's I can't even describe what kind of number 9 he is. Like he's not
Hasn't even played
blistringly
yet this
fast.
season.
He's not a hold-up player. He's a good finisher. I don't even know what he's brilliant at, but he's just not shit at anything.
He's like Tevez.
Torres more, I'd say.
Torres was really fast.
He maybe doesn't have that yard of pace, should I say? That Torres had, but he'd be similar enough. But like, he's just not shit at anything. You know what I mean?
I'd slightly disagree, Dan. I
'Cause
think
he's good in the air and
Torres was lightning.
He's
for a
good
few
in the
years,
air
but-
as well, though. Like,
Will
but
he
he's
play the
I guess
entire
Tevez doesn't
season
have
though?
that.
Like, because he doesn't. He's never played a full season.
This is the point. And when Dan brought up him coming to England, I said, there was, he had 6 months at Juventus where he didn't fucking score. Then he was dropped. Then he obviously with Madrid, he was very rarely getting 2 games in a row. So it's kind of like his goals per minute ratio was great, but he wasn't playing all the time. Kind of like Chikorito's last 6 months at United. It's like, but his goals per game. And since Chikorito left and went to Germany and stuff, and we were all like,
he was banging him in with Leverkusen.
but now he's back in England and it's West Ham. Anyway, my point is that some players, like even Solskjaer, like their goals to minutes is great, but they're still, for whatever reason, because the way they train or something, they're not trusted in full games. But Morata, now that he's having a run, is proving everybody wrong.
Like.
Okie dokie, moving on. I should have had this prepared a little better. Swansea and Watford. Swansea losing at home 2-0.
Another win for Watford away.
Swansea made some awful mistakes in this match to give Watford the win, but
Yeah.
Swansea are in trouble. Watford have started really well, so
They really have started really well.
a lot of my predictions were very wrong this season. So far.
We'll
But it's only September, so
It's only September. Liverpool hadn't won in 3 going into this, and game against Leicester away. We had Salah with an incredible goal from Coutinho. I remember, or incredible pass from Coutinho scoring a header at like 5'4". I was saying to you guys, that I watched every single preseason game, and Coutinho and Salah were just beautiful together. And it was the most upsetting thing about him going to me would have been them not linking up. Then Coutinho scored, I think, my favourite free kick, even more than the Arsenal one last year that he scored, proving that he is our best player, more so than Mane, in my opinion. And then Okazaki got a goal at the end of the first half. Henderson made it 3-1 after Liverpool got a nice counter-attack. Daniel Sturridge doing the only good thing that he's done in the last 90 minutes of football by laying on an assist. Then Vardy scored a header after a terrible defence mistake. Moreno backed away from the ball as Gray was going to take a volley, and then Mignolet saved a penalty from Vardy after giving it away. I
didn't watch the game, obviously. We were in Lisbon, me and John. But when I saw Vardy miss a penalty, I was just thinking to myself, he always smashes it down the middle. Like if you look at it,
they showed the graphic beforehand.
Like Frank Lampard, always smashing them in any pressure game. Frank Lampard in a penalty, always down the middle.
They showed Vardy's little heat box. It's not a heat box, but you know what I mean. His aim box, and that is not even in a high pressure game. It's just all he does.
Yeah, but he always does that.
And one thing about Liverpool's defensive coach, and say what you want about him, the eye, say what you want about the eye, but the fact of the matter is that
he does have an eye and a brain on the bench.
An eye and a brain and a heart, yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly
he clapped the nut.
No, he's the heart.
Okay.
Supposedly the defensive coach does go over Ming or carry us before every game and go, this is our penalty taker, this is where he does it. It seems something that every team should really do.
I think they do.
I just think Mignolet is quite good at it.
They do all have iPads, which is the only way you can show where penalties been taken.
He's a good penalty saver, Mignolet. I'll give him that. He has saved a few.
There was a great moment, as Dan was saying, we were at a stag do in Lisbon, and we were staying in an apartment, and I was in like the living area that, and I was with like people, and I was having a few beers, and I go here, and my phone was charging, and I go, here, Dan, will you go inside and check if that Liverpool match is over? It was 2-0 when I last checked. And it goes, went 2-1, then it went 3-1, then 3-2, then there was a penalty. I think I saved it. I went, oh, for fuck's sake. And I just didn't check.
Jamie Carragher made the best point I've ever heard on Monday night when he said, he said he was watching it in a bar.
Oh, yeah.
In Liverpool,
and the Liverpool fans were shitting themselves no matter what.
And it was just like, no one was like, even with 20 minutes to go,
no one felt
you were
safe.
In control of the game. It was like, this is not good. Like, look, it's like, how many goals do you need?
That's what's happening with the team now.
Let's just finish talking about Liverpool.
If the fans are feeling it, like, remember the Burnley game where you drew 1-1, Ben Mee had 2 headers in a row, and literally the crowd were like, what the hell is going on?
Skip forward to last night, the Spartak Moscow game. Liverpool had, I don't know what the exact stat is, but in terms of actually playing the ball and getting it into good areas, right? Liverpool spent about 75 minutes of the game doing that. Yeah. Moscow had about, I don't know, maybe 9 to 10 times where they had more than 3 players running in the Liverpool half towards the goal. Every single time I shot myself. Yeah.
No, if Liverpool take their chances, the good chances they're setting up, the defence won't matter.
Okay.
But the fact is that the attacking guys aren't.
Yeah.
And now there's just, with the crowd especially at home, away they're not as bad, but at home there's so much.
I've never seen a game or a second half where there were so many chances without goals than that Liverpool match yesterday. And here's the stat for you: if you include the League Cup game against Leicester, which Liverpool lost last week, Liverpool concede from 24% of shots faced, which is one of the worst stats you can have.
But that not mean mainly your goalkeeper has to?
It means that our goalkeeper's too exposed. It means both, Dan, to be honest.
It means that it's also we don't give away a lot of chances. There was an article there. Yeah. I was going to mention it.
But the chances we give away, right?
Yeah.
So that's one stat. That puts us 4th worst in the Premier League. After the Leicester game, where we destroyed them for the first half in the League Cup, and after last night's performance, Liverpool have only put away 5% of their chances this season. Like, that's a worse stat.
I was talking to a Liverpool fan today, and I was saying that like the way Liverpool play, like one of your best players is obviously Firmino and the 3 lads up front, and like the way Firmino plays, he's very good. He presses well. He's tactically very good, but unfortunately, the way he's not going to score you 20 goals, and it's like
none of them are.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. Have you ever seen any top team even finish top 2 of the Premier League without a 20-goal season striker? Like, who wins that? Like, there's really nobody, who can do that without a goal scorer or a main focal number 9.
Sure.
And Firmino, unfortunately, helps your style of play. But you need Daniel Sturridge in there to score goals.
No, we don't.
No, hold on. No, you don't. But I'm saying the way Sturridge will score goals.
No, he doesn't.
If he's fully fit.
He's not, and he won't ever again.
Someone like Sturridge back in his day.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
But the way Firmino plays, you're actually more suited to it, and you need him to play. So it's like you either drop Firmino, put him on the wing where he's never good. He can't play there.
Where he played last night when Sturridge came on in the second half.
Did he do it?
No.
Well, there. So he can't do any. He just doesn't seem to influence his game.
Even as
so
number
you have
10.
to either go with Firmino and just hope that he can go on a purple patch and start scoring goals, or you actually, unfortunately, maybe have to go and look and going, you're not going to be number 9 anymore.
Yeah, but see, Dan, the issue with Firmino is I don't think he even knows how to play number 10 anymore, let alone the wing. And me and John...
Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course I do.
The way you're set up
I think
is actually you've got the wrong personnel doing the right thing.
Okay, let's put it this way, right?
It's the right guy at the wrong time.
Yeah, let me put it this way. Last night was the first competitive game that Coutinho, Salah, Mane and Firmino started together. Very exciting on paper. And maybe it was just one of those really unlucky nights, but it is the first time they've played together. And if they did gel and all stayed fit, I could see both lads on the wings finishing with 12 goals apiece in the league this season, no doubt about it. Salah's already on 5 or 6. 5, I think. John, is it a case where the Fab Four, which I hate the fact they're calling them that, could gel and we will get top 4 this year?
The Fab Four has only played one match together.
I know, but
160 minutes.
I know, but we're saying in theory, like, look, we saw Lukaku come into United, but before we saw him and Pogba and Martial and Mick together, we still knew how good it could be. So in theory, is this an unlucky run of not scoring enough goals? Could those 4 be lethal together and save Liverpool's season, in your opinion?
I don't think the season's in any danger.
Get top 4 and make it to the knockout stage Champions League.
I think that'll happen. I don't think this Champions League group is up to much, and I don't know. Top 4 could be interesting. Anyone could go in and out of that.
I still think if you get top 4, it's a good season for you, and you just keep
So do
progressing.
I didn't
But what you have to do is, you're not just going to go and win the league like that. You have to go and cement yourselves in top 4 and go, well, Liverpool are certain to be top 4 this year. Then you know you're ready for a title charge. And I know you guys have come close from coming nowhere in 13-14 season, and last season you put the pressure on until about February where it went tits up.
Sure.
But like, it's like you have to cement yourself in that top 4. Like Arsenal were cementing that top 4, but just never did the challenge because they had no ambition.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool do. It's getting in there and staying in there.
I don't think Liverpool's fans will allow that to happen. I think they've given up on Mignolet and Lovren, and now they think every ball into the box will do that. So the crowd goes quiet, and it gives teams goals. Like some of the goals we're conceding, it's outrageous because the defense doesn't trust itself. And I think Klopp will be gone at the end before the season ends.
You don't really think that?
I think the press have given up on him. I think the fans
if that's the case, literally Liverpool have no hope. No. If you're sacking your best manager you've had.
No, I completely agree with you. I just think
in our lifetime. Yeah,
absolutely. For Liverpool, absolutely.
Just I know. Okay, all right. Brighton and Newcastle 1-0 to Brighton. Great result. Although Newcastle have been terrible.
They were 4 in the league before that match.
They got like 3 wins in a row.
They won 3 wins in a row.
Never convincing, lads.
I think they're going to be good at home. Raffo set them up, but I'd still worry.
Did you just call him Raffo, or was that your voice?
Oh, it's my voice. Sorry, guys. As you couldn't know, I've got a terrible throat.
I prefer Raffo.
Well,
sorry, Dan, go ahead.
Well, anyway, if Benitez, and there goes John's phone. If Benitez
just wants to make some noise on this show.
Benito's.
I would be very worried for Newcastle because I think they have nothing there at all.
Dan,
they'll get a jobber manager in again, like they always do.
I need to ask something important.
It's Rafa Benitez.
If
that's the question.
If Rafa Benitez got a sponsorship deal after he retired from being a manager,
got what?
And John, I want you to chime in on this. A sponsorship deal after he finished being a manager, right? And he was able to release Rafo's, his own brand cereal in Spain.
Well, I suppose it looks a bit like me.
What type of cereal would it be?
I think it'd be like bran flakes. Like you wouldn't enjoy.
I'd say but
it'd be good for you. Like.
I'd say it'd be porridge, but you have to eat the porridge without any milk or water and honey.
Okay.
It's like you eat the oats.
I think it would be like cookie shaped as his face, but the back of it would be that fake chocolate that's in Cookie Crisps, where it's actually sugar and not really chocolate.
I think Pixar own the rights to his face from the villain in Toy Story 2.
Raffos. And on Monday night we had Arsenal against West Brom. I fell asleep on the couch with my cat watching this.
Bad refereeing decision
for the second goal.
No, for Jay Rodriguez. Should have got a penalty in the first
He
half.
also should have scored a header so that Monreal absolutely cleared the ball.
Yeah,
off the
but
line.
like again though, the way it kind of went for it, the whole game, it was an awkward one. But like they Arsenal did what they had to do. They actually dug in, but their West Brom are still. They're just West Brom, aren't they? Like, they're never they're going to be in around 9th, 10th season again.
Arsenal are doing okay. They've got a few results to go together. But
I think Arsenal though, they've Sanchez played and started taking the mick. Like literally had the ball on his foot and doing solos with it and hopping it and doing tricks while it was only 1-0. Lost the ball.
Yeah,
it's just like wow. Like he played actually okay, but that just showed his mentality. That I think he thinks it's like it's a bit of a piss take, and the Emirates was completely empty as well. I've never seen a league game with so little people in it.
Do you think that Sanchez goes in January?
No,
their last chance to make some coin off him. Why?
Unless they've a replacement lined up.
Lamar. That was a joke. Just looking ahead to next week, lads. Stop me if you want to talk about any particular game or say. Actually, you know what? We'll do predictions. Huddersfield at home to Spurs.
Spurs.
Harry Kane hat-trick.
Bournemouth at home to Leicester.
Draw.
Actually, both teams are pretty bad. Maybe
score a draw.
Man United hosting the Sacco Squadron.
1-0.
Sea Palace.
1-0 United.
3-0.
Actually, no, 4-0.
3-0.
4-0. 1-0 United to the 80 minutes and 3 goals.
3-0.
Stoke and Southampton.
Stoke.
West Brom and Watford.
West Brom.
Oh. West Ham hosting Swansea.
West Ham.
Chelsea and... Oh, fuck. Forgot about that. Chelsea and City.
Is this Sunday?
It's Saturday, late kickoff. Fuck off. Get scoops.
I think it'll be 1-1. They generally draw those two teams. It'll be a draw. I think it'll be 1-1.
City's form is too good, I'd imagine.
Well, Chelsea are not playing too bad, though, to be fair.
Arsenal and Brighton.
Yeah.
Everton and Burnley. Love to see Burnley do it.
I think Everton to edge it 2-1 or something.
I think Burnley.
And this, I honestly feel, is the hardest game to pick. Newcastle at home to Liverpool. Klopp versus
Last
Rafa.
time you were there, you lost 2-0 and Steve McLaren was manager.
You know this, Dan.
Andy Carroll dived in the box. Pretty hilarious.
Sorry, what did you say
Andy
last?
Carroll wasn't playing in that. He's for West Ham.
Oh, hang on. How long
What
ago
did you
was
say,
this?
Dan?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Has Rafa ever faced Klopp? Dan, come on. Gearing you up for the quiz here.
No. I don't think so.
This is their first encounter.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think so.
Sweet ass. Okay, let's move on to last night's Champions League. Starting with Group E. Sevilla against Maribor. 3-0 to Sevilla. Fine performance.
Yeah, I didn't really see last night's stuff. Oh, what a goal by Cavani. Jesus.
Yes.
Check this goal out. This is
This is going to be very
the
exciting
guy
for
we were just talking about.
the listeners. Okay, Spartak Moscow and Liverpool we already talked about. Group F. City against Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar put up a good fight in the first half. Eventually falling 2-0. Napoli and Feyenoord.
Napoli are looking quite good in this.
Yeah, now we had a conversation, and I don't know if it was on the show or not, but we were talking about the quickest front three ever and the quickest front three in football at the moment. Surely Mertens, who is now transitioned
He's number 9 now, isn't he?
over to number 9, Insigne and Callahan are...
They look very
They have to be up
Definitely
there.
3 years ago they were
Liverpool could do it. Napoli's goalkeeper. He's
Yeah.
Pepe Reina, that fella. Yeah.
Liverpool
To be
do
fair,
Mertens.
You've never really replaced him.
So
I just said it.
Mertens is in the top 10 goal scorers in 2017.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Yeah.
He's. Do you think he's too old for a big move, Dan? You know more about him than John. would, 31.
Yeah, like he's and as well. The
Everton should go.
He'll
like
be
a
shipped-
Belgium like thing as well.
He'll be
He's-
shift back onto the wing.
Yeah, but it's not even that. He's just got lost in the shuffle with Belgium. You know what I mean?
Well, be him and Eden on either wing, won't
You
it?
might get one of those moves
no,
like
De Bruyne would kind of play there as a bit as well. They've got Dembele, Witzel,
Well, De Bruyne-
Carrasco, they've so many
Well,
options.
Carrasco
you
could.
know.
I presume. No. Sorry. I presume De Bruyne will be like midfield, right? Like the way he played for City.
they've just so many options. What I mean, like he gets lost in that shuffle.
Well, it's only this year. I guess he's found himself as
Yeah,
a
but
as
he's
a nine.
31 though. He's the wrong side of 30.
You might get one of those surprise prem moves like Lorente or
Yeah,
all that sort
He's a
of
good
stuff.
player. He's a
I'd
good
sign
player.
him.
Callahan was always. I always like Callahan for Madrid as well.
sure. Besiktas and RP Lipsek. 2-0 to
anyone,
Besiktas?
clarify if
Where?
Red Bull go out of the Champions League, which they probably will. What's the crack with Keita? Is he only tied down until the summer, or could they make a move in January?
I think
Could Liverpool? The agreement is written and in place for the summer.
So there's no way that can be. Is that ironclad, or can
Yeah.
you go? We'll give you an extra 10 million now for him.
they've already
don't
given
know.
him as much as they're going to
They
give
gave,
him.
they gave like I don't know if it's crazy money in this day and age, but they've already given him a
No,
lot.
it's just.
I don't think so, but I understand what you're saying is that he would be a vast improvement on what we have. Monaco, supposedly, I don't know. So Monaco against Porto, 3-0 to Porto away from home as well. Monaco feeling the loss of.
Well, if
Big
they've lost
players?
like all their
Right.
players, like you know,
Yep. Let's see. Apoel against Spurs. Harry Kane again. Who scored? Who else scored for Spurs last night? I'm trying
Harry
to think.
Kane.
Harry Kane hat-trick.
Harry Kane hat-trick. There you go. Best of the
Just
world.
always assume that.
But
And
is-
if it's 3-0, it's a Hurricane hat trick, and if it's 4, Ali got the 4.
And
In the
you
last
were,
minute.
yeah,
Remember that? Remember when I said that?
or Eric's a free
Jeez.
kick. John, you were our reporter last night for Dortmund and Madrid. How did that go?
This was amazing. Like I was very upset about this, but it was.
What are you upset about?
I
Oh,
wanted
right.
to watch Liverpool,
Yeah.
but yeah, I watched this match. This is the second Dortmund match in the Champions League I've watched where I went the first half, Jesus, Dortmund are very good, and then halfway through the second half I went, Dortmund are not very good.
They've can't defend
Yeah.
since Subotic got sold because he was old. Hummels went to Bayern. Schmelzer got older. Piszczek got older. Weidenfeller, like Bertie in goal, I don't think he's as good. They just haven't really replaced that defense that they had, and they're struggling because of it. Like they've got Nuri Sahi and Kagawa. They're good players, but they,
No
they're
Royce.
just-
Did you say no Royce last night?
Royce wasn't playing.
I was
No,
just-
that's what I'm saying. Did you say that? Because I think that was a big deal.
I was
But
struggling
like
for.
they're not all the players they've lost are injuries. They're not just coming.
You were
through,
saying
you know what I
Aubameyang
mean?
was very frustrating.
I thought so. Like he got a goal in the end, but he seemed to miss a lot of chances. Aubameyang.
He's like Salah.
He's
a number
probably
9.
better than Salah, but
Probably.
he plays number 9.
But
so.
he is criticised for his conversion ratio.
But,
That's for sure.
Gareth Bale scored a goal in. Gareth Bale scored a goal in that match. It was just like wow. It was just like you
Yeah.
know, and Ronaldo got a nice one as well. But just these guys are good. You know what I mean? Like when you see world class players sometimes score goals, you're like, yeah.
You realise the difference. Okay, guys, we are going to try our first ever
Celtic 1-0.
full live quiz.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Okay.
they haven't won a Champions League game away from home in like 20 years or something.
Conserve your voice, Dan. You're going to need it. All right. I want John to pick a letter between A and F. A letter between A and F.
What's between A and F?
B, C, D, E.
I got E.
Dan,
That's a
same
joke.
question to you.
I'll D for Dan, I suppose.
D for Dan. Okay, perfect. Here you go, Dan. Here's a harmonica. And John, here is a harmonica. So what I want you to do is I want you to put your mic hand down. I want you to put the harmonica up to your mouth. And after you blow the harmonica as your buzzer, then bring the microphone up because people will not be able to listen to the show if you blow the harmonica into the microphone. That's Dan. Okay, so John's higher than Dan. So I did want them to sound different. You did pick notes that are very close to each other, but that should work. Stay there. And Dan, go to the low end of E. That's the high end. Okay, so there's Dan. There's John. Okay. Okay, so that's
So much fun.
that's your buzzer. The quiz we are playing.
Started talking into the harmonica.
The quiz we are playing today, if I can find my pen, which I certainly need for the quiz, is
You find your pen, Will.
Premier League top scorers by nationality. Premier League top scorers by nationality.
Okay.
Some countries on this list here have number 2 and 3. If you guess them, even if you're attempting to guess as number 1, you'll get half a point. For guessing number 1, you'll get a point. We start off in alphabetical order with Algeria. Go again. Shit. I have... Dan.
Mahrez.
Dan with 1 point.
I was going to get someone else. It doesn't matter.
Who are you guessing?
John?
Mkhitaryan.
Okay, he's not from there. Okay, and get buzzers at the ready. Bonus points or half a point for anybody who can guess the second highest Algerian score in the league.
They're Algerian.
He's only been in the Premier League for 2 seasons.
Oh, hold on now.
Guys, I'm gonna have to push you.
Oh,
Gonna have to push you.
oh, who's it?
Slimani.
That's fucking it. I knew it. Yeah.
Okay, probably not going to get this. And if you guys aren't able to get the ridiculously obscure ones, we'll just move on to ones you will get. Angola. Dan.
He played for Man United.
I'll need more than that.
What was his name? He played for Man United.
Sorry, Dan.
No.
Manucho.
That's it.
Okay.
That's him.
Okay. You're not going to get that. Okay, here we go. Buzzers at the ready. Gentlemen. Argentina. Dan, sorry.
Can I say it?
No, but just don't hold it that close to your mouth unless you can.
It's got to be Aguero.
Dan with another point on the board. Now, let's go with number 2 or 3 for Argentina. Dan.
Tevez.
Dan with half a point. John, you need to get in on this. I will now accept the 3rd place. Dan.
Crespo.
Correct. John, we've a long way to go. Just stop watching football, please. The next country. John, be on your game for this. You know this. Armenia. Dan.
Mkhitaryan.
All right. Okay. Manic Street Preacher's famous song, which was the intro to the Renford Rejects. What's the name of the song? Dan?
Australia.
And name the top scorer?
Mark Fiduka.
Dan with an incredible 2 points there. That was absolutely unbelievable. That is unbelievable. All right. Number 2.
That fucker, Harry Kewell.
Yeah, just do it, Dan. Let's see how many Dan can
Oh, God. Will you please, John? You must read it. That's half a point for Dan. And finally, 3rd highest scoring.
I'm just going to let John have this one.
Harry Q. Mark Viduka.
Are you not listening to his
Tim Cahill.
No, you didn't let me finish. Let me test it.
You had 2 guesses.
Yeah, but they've already been guessed, so I stand by it.
Okay. Next.
All right, we'll give you half a point.
Next up on the... He's got nothing. Okay, next up. Would you date a woman who has the same name as your mother? Would you date a woman who has the same name as your mother?
No.
Correct answer. 1 point to John. Next up is Austria. Top scorer in the Premier League for Austria. Dan.
Arnautovic.
Unbelievable. Now,
See what I'm dealing with, people?
there is a number 2 and a number 3 here available.
Dan can take it away.
We'll leave that there. Next up, Barbados.
No.
Okay. The answer here is Boyce. Emerson Boyce.
Yeah, Wigan.
With 11 goals. Dan should get this. Belarus.
Kleb.
Well done. You're still in it, John. We're only on the B's. Next up. Belgium. Dan.
It's Hugo Benteke.
Hugo Benteke gets you half a point. Top scorer still out there.
Lukaku?
You have to buzz.
Lukaku. I said it. Do we have to buzz? Surely if he gets it wrong, it moves over.
Okay, we'll play it like that. But first, when we do country, you have to buzz. All right, okay. And 3rd place, Belgium.
Hazard?
Half a point for John.
Back in the game.
Okay, Benin. Benin.
It's
Sorry.
Odom Wingy, no?
No, it's not. John, any player from Benin, you definitely know the first 2.
I know the guy.
Okay, guys, sorry. You could have had top 1 point, would have got you... Sessegnon would have got you 1 point.
That's the fella, yeah.
And old Rudy Gestede would have got you 2.
How many goals he have? Like 3.
3 or 4, yeah.
Okay, Bermuda.
The triangle.
John gets half a point.
No.
Okay, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Jaco.
Correct. Did you say you should have left that? No, I said leave it. Okay, John, you'll definitely get in on... Actually, hold on. Bosnia-Herzegovina does have a second... I'll just put it this way. Dzeko is 50. Second place has 1. He's still playing in the league. The only keeper to make this list, Begovic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Brazil. Yes.
Coutinho.
Yes, 1 point to John. John, we're going to keep it with you. Can you get number 2?
Juninho.
Okay, correct. And can you get number 3?
Firmino.
Okay. John,
I wasn't allowed.
2.5 points.
All right.
Because we're trying to keep him in the game.
Okay.
Murs eat oats and dotes eat oats and little ams eat ivy. A kid would eat ivy too, wouldn't you? That's a question. Wouldn't you?
Yes.
So you got a buzz, guys.
No.
The answer was yes, Dan. That's no points.
I don't even know what that means.
What
Okay.
is this quiz?
Bulgaria. Dan.
Berbatov.
Absolutely correct. You've got 2 more chances.
Stilian
I was
Petrov.
talking a lot about him. Yeah, that's half a point. And 1 more.
I think it might be the other Petrov.
What's his name?
Martin Petrov.
I was telling you all about him first show of the season. Okay.
The central midfielder, yeah, who had cancer.
Sorry, he's the winger. Let's see, I'm skipping those 2. Cameroon, guys? Yes.
Eto.
Yes, that's half a point. He's the 3rd.
Jeremy.
John buzzed.
Never mind. I'll say Jeremy.
Yeah, John, correct
But
there.
I-
Half
but-
a point.
But he got to stay last time.
Yeah, we're just getting back in the game. Got to buzz in, lads.
Sake.
Okay, well, all I can say is that you haven't got number 1. There's still a point here.
What are you saying, Neil? That we don't want to win because we can't afford to host the competition anymore?
I was actually at a competition once with the person who was running it. He won, so it's not past the realm of possibility. Do you have something for me, Dan? I've number 1 here. Joseph Desiree.
Desiree job.
Okay, Desiree job, but no points for anybody there.
Outrageous.
Well, this is outrageous because I didn't know this man was Canadian. Canada.
No, he's not the top one, but Paul Pesky-Salido could be one.
Incorrect. Buzz. No. Okay, Tomas Radzinski.
Oh, Radzinski.
Okay, and Junior Hoylett was number 2 on that list. Okay, we're going to eliminate the wacky ones now. We're going to just go with big hitters. So, John, you need to get back in the game here. Chile. Dan.
Alexis Sanchez.
Okay,
I
that's
was going to say Mark Gonzalez.
number 1. And anybody else want to have a guess?
Mark Gonzalez.
Marco Zarate.
Incorrect. Did not make the list. Okay, moving on. We're not going to do China.
He's Argentinian. What am I talking about?
Colombia.
Falcao.
No,
Faustino
John.
Asprilla.
No.
He's not on it.
No.
Asprilla.
No. 3 very high scorers. Well, not, in terms of this list here. Okay, you could have had Juan Pablo Angel at 44, Hamilton Rickard at 30, or Hugo Rodiega at 29. Okay, Congo.
Is it Doctor or Congo?
They're the same thing.
No.
I'll give you a clue. He was a centre-back who could also play up front.
Gary Doherty.
Incorrect. Samba, lads, Blackburn legend.
Chris Samba, yeah.
Robert Hoot.
With Aston Villa now.
Is he really?
Yes.
Okay,
I like how you're going to get rid of the small, irrelevant countries. You say
Well, Dr.
Congo.
Congo is kind of funny,
there is some funny ones here. Costa Rica.
Paolo Wanchop.
Paolo one chop. Okay, Croatia. Dan.
Modric.
No. Dan.
Davor Šuker.
No.
Corluka.
No. Yes.
Eduardo.
Say?
Eduardo.
No. Okay, lads, you could have had Jelavic with 29, Bozic with 22, and Nico Kranjčar with 20. Okay. Let's see here. Czech Republic.
Milan Baros.
half a point. Number 1 is still out there. Another Liverpool legend. Rosicki, Dan, half a point.
Vladimir Smicer.
No.
Oh shit.
Number 1 here. Yeah.
Patrick Berger.
Patrick Berger, 1 point to John. Okay, all right, guys. We're going to cut this short because I can definitely get 2 to 3 quizzes out of this. We're going to just go up to F, all right? So still time for John to put points on the board. Denmark.
Lord Bettner.
Half a point, but he would have been right if it was 2 weeks ago because somebody just surpassed him.
Shaqiri? Is he Denmark?
He this week surpassed Bentner in the Premier League. Oh, you're going to kick yourself, lads. Christian Eriksen, 33.
Jesus.
Okay. Ecuador
Are only Spurs fans listening?
also scored very recently.
Antonio Valencia.
Antonio Valencia is the top scorer.
Enner Valencia.
Enner Valencia with half. And anybody else?
I don't know any other Ecuador players, so.
Okay. We're doing the E's and we're out of here. Egypt. Yes.
Amurzaki.
Second with number
Mido.
2. John
Mido.
with number 1. Full point. And number 3, who was number 3?
Salah.
Salah, 2 half points for Dan. England.
Shearer.
Who got first there?
I did.
Okay, Shearer is number 1, obviously.
Rooney.
Rooney is 2, half a point for Dan.
Lampard.
And incorrect.
Gerrard.
Incorrect.
Cole.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course it was Cole.
John's catching up a little bit, it must be said. Finland. No, we're done. Oh, go on. Who had Finland there? Somebody had Finland?
Mikel Forsell.
Forsell with 1 point. Anybody else?
Sammy Hupia.
Yeah, half a point and a full point for Dan. Okay, all right. I am just going to
That was so much fun.
tally up the scores
I
until
did
we
not enjoy that one bit.
get to next week. Just bear with me 1 second.
He's running out of time now. He's got about 10 seconds left.
So Dan has 21 and John has 10 and a half as we move into round 2 next week.
And as Neil said, it's pretty close.
Okay. Dan, how have Leeds done?
Oh, God.
It was never going to go well. How Leeds were top of the league for 4 weeks, Dan. They lost to Millwall.
No, we lost 2 of the 3, but we're still second, so we're all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's only 2 games we've lost, so we're on 20 points, which is it's not bad. So
Yeah, I guess. Well, so what happened with the Millwall game?
no, they just Millwall been Millwall, and just I think that we have a weakness in terms of just teams hoofing it up to it.
What was your centre back
physical.
doing yesterday? I turned on
I
Sky
don't know. I
Sports
don't know
to
what
see
the
who getting
fuck he was
sent
doing.
off.
I don't know what he was doing. It's like, but like Pennington and Pontus are 2 best centre halves anyway. So
And were they not playing, or what's?
Pontus was, but Pennington was just coming back from an ankle injury. He hadn't played all
Was he
season.
not your captain?
Cooper is.
Do you know who got sent off?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He was actually playing really well all year, but he just went back to being shit. It wasn't previous year, so.
John, what was your goal of the week?
The Gareth Bale, just the class that goes. You sort of forget because of like the league that he plays in and some of the players that play there. Actually, how world class Gareth Bale is. And
Okay.
that finish was just amazing.
I'm going to go with Coutinho's free kick or Delph or Sané.
I like Bale's goal, but I also really like Murata's second, where he just ran past Fletcher and just literally thought he was going a straight line, but I thought it was really good technique.
Or Cavani's tonight was also.
Cavani's was great tonight as well.
I missed it twice.
They're a bit show now.
Dan, your hero of the week.
Hero, I suppose Harry Kane, I suppose, but he's still not the best striker in the world.
Who is?
Well, I still think Aguero is better than him.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Like, show me Aguero's medals, show me Harry Kane's.
Oh, well, he's only getting started, pal.
Yeah, but like,
He also plays for different teams.
yeah, but Aguero is still a better player.
It's like show me Jimmy
Kane
Traore's
could
Champions
be.
League medals and Alan Shearer's Champions League medals.
Kane
Jimmy
could
Traore's
be
better, mates.
Kane easily could be the best striker in the Premier League ever, but I don't think he's there yet.
Well, he's on track.
He's
if he doesn't
certainly on
get
track.
injured.
No, but I think about Harry Kane, which is great. He's got a fantastic mentality. Like that's what I think. Well, he will get there.
Your hero of the week, John?
Have you guys been keeping up with this battle of the Irish pundits?
Yeah, Ken
What?
Early and Eamon Dunphy.
Ken Early and Eamon Duffy are having a battle together.
What kind of battle?
Like a battle of wits of football men versus non-football men who write about football.
Okay, explain what's happening.
So Ken Early wrote a piece on how Liverpool's defence is not as bad as people say it is. Basically, that like people like John Giles and Dietmar Hamann and Graeme Souness give out, but the fact is
we should mention Ken Early's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, he's not really. He hates all football. But anyway, he wrote a piece on how Liverpool technically give less chances than most people, so they will stop conceding, and they also should focus more on scoring goals, because every time Liverpool score a lot of goals, they end up doing a lot better. Unlike this season's under Rafa and Houllier, where they didn't score enough goals but had good defences and never really came close to winning the league. And then Eamon Duffy says it's a load of nonsense. And he was like, he's upset because John Giles slagged him a few months ago, and he says that Ken Early has a grudge, and then they're offering, like he said, we'll have a debate and we can sell tickets to it. So I think it's going to be like the Go Show on News Talk versus Second Captains.
And when is this happening and
They're
where?
trying to organise
Ken Early
it.
is going to destroy Dunphy.
It's like that's
Like,
gonna be
Duffy will get drunk and talk like an idiot, and the crowd will be like, "Oh yeah,
that's gonna be the hottest ticket in town.
absolutely."
Your spoofer of the week, John.
Oh, I had one. I completely forgot what it was.
Well, I've got one. Andrea Agnelli is the Juventus president who's been banned for 15 months for giving tickets to Juventus ultras for matches.
Shouldn't be doing that, to be fair.
And then Carvis Calverhall, the Sheffield Wednesday manager, went mad and started like banging a £50 note off the table at a press conference because someone said Sheffield Wednesday aren't as good as they were. So he used the same thing with a £50 note, saying it's not as good as it was, but it's still really good and all this shit. He was going insane. He was going mad.
It's an interesting way to do it.
He was going mad.
All right, boys, going to finish up.
Actually, did you see Klopp walking out of the Russian press conference?
I was going to bring this up.
Sorry, you take it away.
No, I was. I mean, like I was going to bring it up earlier, but I didn't think we'd. Yeah, he got off the plane in Moscow, had to go straight to a press conference, and got very upset.
Because the questions were silly.
Like,
There's a
Pochettino loves Harry Kane. Who do you love?
Yeah. Do you love any players? Like, I just got off a 4-hour plane journey.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
he's like, I said I love the club, and that means the players too, and actually I love Harry Kane.
Right.
And then the translator cut him off and started giving the answer, and then he cut the translator off and said, "This is only for English speaking people. It's not fair. It's not important that you translate this." He was very grumpy. I don't like grumpy Klopp. Okay, fantasy football.
Will you like fired Klopp?
I
When
hate
Rafa
that.
comes back.
Stop it. Fantasy football. To join, lads, you can still join. If you're doing very well in your respective fantasy football leagues, why not join ours and show us how it's done? The code is 1726538-646887. That's 1726538-646887.
I jumped quite a
Do
bit this week. Well, on Saturday when I
you want to let me get the code out?
You got the code.
Do you want to let me get the code out?
Who's going to
You do-
rewrite down
you
the
doing
code
it-
at the notes?
You doing a Rafa? Or you doing a Klopp on me?
These are facts.
Fine. Go on. What are we going to say, John?
That doesn't matter. Just saying how this league is falling apart, and you can jump places by just getting one average above
I had like
average week.
95 points on this week, and I got off like bottom spot, and I'm like in the top 8 now or something.
You had 95.
Yeah.
What a week.
Yeah.
I had a bad week. All right.
I've had a shit week for the first 8 games, so
Well, you just played your wild card. That's why you're having a good week. You looked at my team, copied it, and now you're doing great.
hence, yeah, sure.
Reg Harrison in 18th, Stephen Lane in
Who's
17th.
he?
Yeah.
He's new.
Is he
Stephen
new?
Lane. I don't know who he is.
I don't know who Stephen
He's
Lane
not
is.
new.
Who is he?
You think
I
that?
work with him. When I was checking out the code to see if it worked, he joined, and now he doesn't know what the show is or anything about it.
Well, tell him to listen. What's his name?
Stephen
Locomotive
Lane.
Kilpedder. Ronan O'Reilly.
You question that every week.
Ronan O'Reilly there in 16th. Should watch more football, do better. James Byrne in 15th. Noel has
Neil's
gone
bestie.
down. No, I said it like that because I got really distracted with the fucking lowercase. Anyway, NK Dons, Noel Keeley in 14th. 13th, moves like Agger. It's David Gagan. That's David Gogan. David, I'm sorry. 12th, we have Dave Nolte. Stephen Vincent, fan of the team with the greatest striker in the world, in 11th. Joint 9th, we have Shane O'Hart and Dan O'Carroll. That's a huge leap for you, Dan, as said. Well done. Tommy Normal, taking his eye off the prize, going on the stag. 8th, Danny Kilmartin. Ooh.
He's dropped, isn't he?
3rd, down to 7th. Regis Care. Who's
Good
Regis?
man, Regis.
Do we not look into that?
No, we have no contact from Regis. Regis hasn't reached out. Does it just automatically renew? Like, has Regis just joined this 2
He
years
joined-
ago?
I
And
don't know. It does renew though.
Well, Regis is there in 6th. Ronan O'Doherty in 5th.
Ronan O'Doherty.
Ronan O'Doherty.
Ryan. You
Did
did
I-
it again.
Did I do?
Jesus, we're kind of
I'm gonna give Ryan your address. He gets very upset about this, especially when
Ryan, look, I know who you are. So does John.
So
Neil-
Neil, he doesn't like you.
I'm sorry, Ryan. I don't know why it happens.
I think
to me.
he's still annoyed that you said he doesn't. I'm the only good pundit
Yeah,
on the show.
He doesn't
So.
watch football. He doesn't watch football, but he can pronounce a name.
Yeah, I watch a lot of
He's
football.
great at tongue twisters in questions.
I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue. Can you?
Your wife's very lucky.
There's no need for that. John Carroll.
It's my sister, man. Like
John Carroll in
Great gag.
John Carroll in 4th.
What the cherry?
Rob Normal in 3rd. I'm still in 2nd, and Joyce is still in 1st. So that's fantasy
he'll
football.
be there a while, I'd imagine.
Who?
Choice.
He'll be there. Yeah,
Boom shakalaka's doing
he
well.
is 30 points ahead of me. So he's doing good. Is that right, Steve? Yeah. Okay. So anything else, lads, or are we done?
That's about it.
When will we be back?
Well, I'm available. This is an off-show conversation. Join us next week on the ITK Soccer Show, where we're going to do part 2 of our by countries top scorers in the Premier League quiz.
And then we'll be gone a while because it's international football.
And then we'll be gone a while. We'll also have results from the Champions League that we're watching tonight that you'll already know by the time you hear this show, including Premier League results from this week. Should have the show out on Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Until then, enjoy the football and share the word of the podcast. You can get us at ITK Soccer Show on Twitter, facebook.com/ITK Soccer Show. And let people know it exists. Thanks very much for listening. We'll be back next week.